My right eyebrow says godly. The meaning behind it's more so like, you know, you manifest the life you want to create, which I feel like everybody has that ability. It's just more so if you want to tap in or not. The left, DFR, Don't Fall Records, stands for my label. The one in the corner, Relentless. I'll never stop pursuing what I'm doing no matter what. As far as no matter how hard I gotta keep pressing, no matter what obstacles is thrown at me. As far as being independent, it's not easy. So all that really just comes from being a hardhead, you know, going against the grain completely, doing things that they said wouldn't work and end up working, but didn't know what came with it. What else? Freedom. That freedom on the side of my face for like basically what it means, you know. That's all I really want. And this is one of my lanes, a gift, you know, that I got. And it opens doors for more as far as acting, entrepreneurship. It just continues to go. It doesn't stop at all. Like, whatever you want to pursue, once you get in, it's at your disposal, however, which way you're trying to go. I think, oh yeah, the LA, it's an upside down. It's a LA, but it's upside down for Alabama. A lot of folks thought, like, even when I would be in like Lil 5 or be around the city, like, oh, where you from? You from LA? Would you? Like, nah, Birmingham. And I just basically, you know, switched up the representation to represent me, my individuality on that part.
What about the tattoo kind of around your...
The feather. It stands for celestial wisdom and protection. So I kind of got that tattoo after like a crazy incident, like police was called on me and like I wasn't touched at all. Like it was a real kind of crazy incident. A lot of people tried to jump on me and like police was called and I didn't get touched at all. And like the next week I got that tattoo. Yeah.
And when you say touched, what do you mean touched by who?
As far as like the individual who tried to put hands on me, it's like 3-4 other people like got in the way of it. Like it was crazy. I ain't had no problem going there. It was just more so like the universe got a funny way of like making sure you good to like finish out what you're supposed to do or be, you get me? So like behind all of that, I knew like it's something bigger behind why I got away, you know, and why I didn't get jammed up.
Do you want to shed any more light on that incident or just keeping it like that?
I'm gonna keep it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that.
Don't Fall Records, this is your personal record label?
Yeah.
What's the meaning behind that name and who came up with it, who coined it?
I came up with it and the meaning behind it, to be honest, is what it says. As in don't fall for lies. You can do whatever you want to do. Like none of this, all of this that goes on in the industry or around you, TV, it's all a system. If you can create your own, you can be just as big and as powerful as it or them. You get me? So that's kind of where the name came as far as like don't fall for foolery, the fuckery, the lies, none of the fake shit that you see. You build it, you can create it. It's whatever you want it to be.
Are you the only recording artist on that label?
For sure. For sure.
Have you signed anybody else to this imprint or it's just you?
I did. I had, you know, homies, people along, but they didn't stay for too long. More so, you gotta go get the proof. You know, you gotta go do it first with yourself before you can like bring others along with you completely. And that's the thing about being independent. Like unless they just completely down for you, other than just trying to ride your wave or hop on when you hot or when you not. It's just something that you just gotta keep pursuing, being an independent artist.
Are there any, did these people that you signed and they're not part of the imprint anymore, are we talking bad terms, no terms, good terms you leave off?
No terms, to be honest. Like, you don't really have the time to feel like you gotta go. You get me? So you don't really got time to like really get emotional about any of that. It's just more so what you doing gotta get done, you know? Whether they on or not, or whether they along with you or not, it's just, I'm gonna keep going regardless.
Have you ever signed a recording contract?
No, but I try to stay away from it as far as like the whole, you know, what comes along with the deals and whatnot, because it's like a job, but the right one comes along, I would definitely think about a partnership or a distribution instead of 360s or like anything with an advance up front, because it's really not about the money, but you know, depending on the situation you're in, you know, artists or rappers, they'll go ahead and like sign just to get out that rut, you know, but next thing you know, you can end up shelved, you can end up hot and then not a year later. So I feel like it's all on you as far as how much you value you.
Have you ever been offered a recording contract?
Yeah.
And you turned it down?
Yeah, it wasn't, even though it came with money, it just wasn't the right crowd, the right type of energy. So like, that's another thing that kind of made me want to just go off and like learn the business behind it.
This was an independent record label or major record label that offered you a contract?
It was an indie, but they had some heavy hitters, so it was just like, why not? But I'm cool.
Care to share who?
Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
And what type of offer was it exactly? I know you said there was some money involved.
360.
And why'd you turn it down?
It wasn't my type of people.
Okay,
Yeah.
You did say that. You're talking about the staff?
Nah, not the
record label?
staff, but the artists.
Oh, that were already on the imprint?
Yeah, it wasn't. They just think they're just all about making hits, you know, and I'm more so about ownership, but not just ownership, more so like leaving behind something that can make some sense before you go, you know? Like, you don't want to have just party music out your whole life and then you're like 40, or even if you make it to 40, 30, or just a little older, and just like, you look back, you got your kids listening to it like, this is what you own, or this is what you was on, like, you know? One of them things, like, you just don't want to damage what you might become, you know?
And they actually give you paperwork?
For sure, more so it starts with conversation first, you know, they see you around, see you at shows, on the scene, and then next thing you know, like, yo, come sign or come, you know, and it's just like, nah, I'm straight.
What was their reaction?
It wasn't negative. It was like, okay, cool. No bad blood at all.
Looking back, did you make the right decision?
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you say that?
Because I know more now as far as the industry and the business behind the shit. It's not rocket science. You just got to believe in yourself more than the next person, or believe in your brand more than the next person. So it just depends on how mentally strong you are to be able to keep going when all odds are like screaming, sign, give up, join a team, all of that. That's the thing about me. I've never been really like peer pressured into making a decision or like getting down or being down with what I don't feel is a good look for me.
Care to share the figure? Okay. Do you follow a religion? I know you mentioned the word godly, which is tattooed on your face.
Yeah. I was raised like Christian, like in a Christian family, but I wouldn't say I'm a Christian. I follow Christ, but I wouldn't say I'm a Christian. Because every religion, book, it all has some form of truth, including the Quran, Hinduism. It all holds some form of truth when it comes to being pure and holy and like tapping in with that, your inner entity. You know, I feel like everybody can do it and they have it, but it's like, it's all on you if you want to actually start to manifest and actually walk in that. And it's something that the average person, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say it's something that the average person is afraid to do, because you start to realize more about you, like as far as like what kind of power you actually have. Like it'll scare your family, it'll scare people, because it's like you're not like you continue to evolve, you know, like with knowledge. So like sometimes you can know something, and if you just say it at the wrong time, like you could look completely crazy. Or you could just look like you're on one. You feel me? Like, so that's the thing about it, like with religion and being a spiritual person, it's just more so finding your balance. So like I wouldn't throw no book at anybody's head. I just tell somebody to read, you know, or just sit by themselves alone and like figure out what it is that makes you tick as far as how you gonna pursue what you pursue or whatever you wanna do.
So give me a little more clarity here. Are you saying that you don't want to tap into that, you don't want to manifest certain things, you stay away from that? Is that pretty much what you're saying?
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I wouldn't like say I'm one specific religion. You get me? On all forms, because like the moment you know, it's a lot of truth in the book, it's a lot of truth in the Bible, but there's also books missing out of the Bible. Like the book of Enoch. Enoch didn't even die. You feel me? Like he walked, like he's somewhat transcended into heaven, but the book's not in the Bible, like out of all the other books. So it's a lot of truth to like a lot of these books, but why is some of the knowledge hidden? Like, you get me? And like only I feel like you can find that hidden knowledge within yourself when you like sit with yourself and like create an understanding on based off of what you read and like what you've applied in real life to come to a actual meaning or like knowing behind what you've read and like believe, you get me? So that's what I'm saying as far as I wouldn't say I'm like a Christian or I just be the change I want to see, you get me?
When it comes to being raised under Christianity, and remind me again who raised you under it.
My folks, like my people.
Your parents?
Yeah.
Mother and father, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Was it a certain denomination of Christianity they raised you under?
Yeah, like that down south shit, like that Baptist church. And then like I grew up, I realized like, bro, like how are you gonna be a Christian and you on the same shit out of church? Like you're not, it's not adding up. You know what I'm saying? So like that's when you start to see and peep like, oh, like, okay, it doesn't matter whatever like they're doing like to put on the front, like you start to see like this is a personal thing, like a personal like enlightenment, a personal spiritual journey. Like it's not I wouldn't ever call it a group thing, but you know, it can be a collective thing if everybody's on the same wavelength. But other than that, That's what I see from it. You get me? That's what I learned from it early. So like I grew up kind of like not being able to really voice what the truth was or what my truth was on certain situations as far as like that. Even though it was true, it's just like, oh, you can't say that because it says right here you can't be like that. But at the end of the day, y'all would be like that. You get me?
What age or what grade do you realize this?
Fifth grade. I think that's when I started to question, was all of that real? Like, was any of it real? But it is, just not in the way that they teach it. You get me?